One. Presto. Wow. Could it be a podcast in this economy?
Oh yeah, that's actually happening.
Wow. Welcome back to
Our
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 weekly
schedules have finally
podcast.
aligned. Our
Yeah.
schedules have finally aligned.
Miracle of miracles.
Yeah.
Lawless is
Hello
high
everyone.
Zyga. Not even a hello to me. All right. I missed you too. Great. So, yes, hello to Lala and Hatoon.
I've
But
heard that Grayson's opinions have gotten even worse since
nope, no
our
hellos.
last podcast.
No, my opinions are so good. Like last time I was playing Final Fantasy 14, everyone was like, "Wow, Grayson, you're making some really good like respectful criticisms of Shadowbringers. We all appreciate you more for it." And that's
That
exactly
is
what
probably
happened for
wrong
4
opinions.
hours. No, I was very clearly comprehending the story beats and everyone was like, "Wow, this is really informational." Quiet. Why no hellos for
Was it
Gray?
uh you guys, was it more of this no reading comprehension, just
I
like with One Piece?
no, I've read One Piece. I've actually at this point I think because of that redeem that people have now, I think I've been forced to read most of Water 7. I'm almost back to the train from when I restarted, so
Were you able to read?
I did
Were you
read the
able to
words.
comprehend? Were you
Yeah.
able to comprehend more?
I still have some opinions about how Mr. Oda has poorly written his characters.
Oh my
I
goodness.
sent him a letter in well, I guess it'd have to be in Japanese for him. I don't. He probably speaks a little English. I don't know. I'll learn. I'll get N1 in Japanese just so I can write to Oda and tell him how to fix his story. That's what
Yeah.
we'll do.
Yeah, that's what you should do.
Cool.
Anyway, how have you been?
Been doing really good. Someone just redeemed the read, so thanks. It didn't pop up on the screen weirdly enough. That's probably fine. But anyway, I'm doing pretty good. I think I've told most everybody at this point how I'm like on like the this like new like fitness program that my dad volunteered me for. I'm officially like 1 week into it, and getting up at 5:30 mega sucks, but other than that, it's going really good. So
Oh, you get
that's
up
kind of
this almost the same time that I get up,
yeah,
that I've been getting up this week.
yeah. It doesn't feel great, um,
It doesn't. It really doesn't.
like, but I don't know. That's kind of in my life. Just gotten a little bit more busy. Have to do go to the gym, and I have to eat healthy. I can't eat my three
Yeah.
pounds of goldfish crackers anymore every day. I was really
Oh,
relying
oh
on.
man. Oh man. Not having those. That's sad.
who's redeeming these? Yeah, it was really rough. But anyway, how are you? How are you doing, Zyga?
It's good. Yeah. Sorry everyone that I haven't really been we haven't really been doing this a lot. It's honestly a lot have done a lot about me. I haven't had a lot of time. I as some people have known, I have started a new job, and that new job is pretty tiring, and I still am working two jobs, so still working my old job as well. So it's every day I'm really tired, but um I'm close to paying off like student debt, student loans, and like
That's a win.
other stuff too. So I'm like holding out for a little bit longer,
Yeah, I
and
mean
then
you're doing it,
I'll
so that's good.
yeah. And on and well, last week it wasn't just me. If I like pull up our chat here really quick, You
Wait,
could see I said, "So, what is the plan on the 6th?"
why are
And
you
then
screenshotting
he's
these things
like,
too now? Hold on.
and then Grayson's like, I'm not too sure." And then I'm like, "Do you want to get in a call and chat for a few?" And then he's like, "No."
That sounds exactly how like the conversation
And
went,
then
I'm sure.
and then before, like I was like, no, he messaged me and he was like, "Want a podcast tomorrow, or are you still super busy?" And I'm like, "I can. What do you want to talk about?" And he's like, favorite ice cream flavor." Who
I
says
thought it was
that?
a I thought it was a great topic.
Who
Like
says that?
it would have been a really really clean transition into talking about Kingdom Hearts without
And
Zyga having any clue.
and I said, "I don't think that will work." And then he says, "Drat."
I was really banking on that. I've been doing a lot of research on how cream was made, and I was
Ice cream flavor.
yeah, you know.
Oh my goodness.
So anyway,
But yeah,
my
anyway, I haven't really been doing much. In the meantime, I still play Honkai Star Rail daily, and I don't I play Final Fantasy 14 once a week, for 2 minutes,
yeah,
and
sounds
that's about it.
sounds pretty busy.
Yeah.
Also, hello
Though
Snow.
I will say that I did pre-order Dawn Trail against my better judgment.
I got to do that too because just for the XP ring, if nothing
Yeah, you should
else,
get the experience
that'd probably be
if
helpful
you care
with all
about that
these.
sort of thing.
Well, I am trying to get all my classes leveled up to 80 for the bonus Shadowbringers thing.
Hmm.
So
Oh yeah, yeah. I guess you could do that.
everybody said it'll totally be worth the extra hours of effort. They promised me.
Eh,
I was
as
pinky
someone with it,
promised.
as someone with everything at max, you don't really get much.
I was told to be life changing, that I would all my complaints about the story would be fixed in one fell swoop.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, that can't be fixed. Like reading comprehension, like gotta have that in order to like
I'll get a
get a
text to
better
speech
opinions.
AI to read the game to me, and then I'll understand everything. Oh, I could get an AI Thancred to read all the text. That'd be amazing, actually. Hold on. Let me write this down on my whiteboard. A
I think
I
the job action trailer comes out soon, doesn't it? I think it's this week, isn't it?
uh, I wouldn't be the one to know.
This is the week where uh I think it my friend said it was on Thursday that it comes out. So that's gonna be the day where I find out if I like will regret pre-ordering Dawn Trail or not.
I mean,
I should have waited. I should have waited. Oh my
yeah.
god. Why didn't I wait?
I mean, how
Oh
bad could
well.
it
Oh
be?
well.
So it says give the actor royalties per voice line. What are you talking about? I'm gonna get the real Thancred. It, it's gonna be fine. I'll give him like
The worst that could happen is that Astrologian isn't good. That's the worst thing that could happen.
they're not gonna fix it.
Yeah, if it's not fixed.
Hmm.
If it's worse, if it ends up being worse, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm going to like I will actually quit the game. Like actually. Like I'll say
Wow.
just fuck well, just screw my houses and just quit the game.
Not the houses. Well, you have multiple houses?
Yeah, I have two.
Huh. Wow.
Anyway, enough about that. I'm very jaded about that. I get on tangents about 14 all the time. So let's actually talk. Well, um, last thing before we get into our topic here.
Ah, yes.
Have you been watching any anime?
Um, I saw. Well, no. I watched an AMV. Does that count?
No.
Drat. All right. I have not watched any anime then recently.
Wow. Even though like your Dangers of My Heart season 2 came out and
Oh, I have been
all
watching
this
Space Dandy.
stuff,
No, Dangers of My Heart season 2 is already an 11 out of 10. I can feel it.
you can feel it, but you haven't even seen it.
I astral projected into the studios when they were making it, and I believe it'll be good.
Right.
G Silver says Loser Ranger is really good. Hey, G Silver.
Uh, but
I've heard good
but
things about
yeah.
Loser Ranger. Yeah, what have you been watching then, Mr. Tough Guy? Huh? It's your
I've been
thousand
watching the
animes.
news. I've been watching the new Spice and Wolf,
Oh yeah.
and Konosuba. That's about it.
Have those been palatable for you?
Spice and Wolf is great, but it's
Mm-hmm.
great, but there's a huge but.
But
And that but is that it's the same material as the original anime. And the original anime still holds up, in my opinion.
it was a
And
good series back in the day. Yeah,
yeah, it was a
I
good
agree.
series. It was animated really well, and this this one just feels like it's didn't need a remake. What everyone wanted was season 3. And it's gonna be I was telling this to Grayson earlier. I was like, if Spice and Wolf turns out to like end right when season 2 ended, because it's gonna be 24 episodes. And I'm like, if it ends the exact same place, I'm gonna be so mad.
I think it'd be extra funny if they like ended like one episode earlier than the original series ended.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Um
Well, I mean, hopefully it'll be good.
Konosuba though, Konosuba is fantastic. It's utterly fantastic. It's such a great show.
I've heard it's good.
Yeah, it's actually like the highlight of my week. I'm gonna be honest,
Yeah,
because it just
it's what's
makes you
keeping you
feel really
together.
happy. It just makes you laugh like really hard, and it's great. It's great.
No, I mean I love the light novels, so I mean I'm sure I mean I feel like that would adapt really well to anime, so I definitely gotta check that out. Glad you're enjoying it. G Silver
Yeah.
says, so I guess Spice and Wolf may be filling in gaps of material that was skipped in the original adaptation.
No. No. Not so far.
I guess we'll see.
We're about I haven't watched episode 7 yet, but episode 1
7,
through 6 has been
pretty much
this exactly the same.
like beat for beat.
Beat for beat.
Wow. That's kind of impressive in its own way. That's like a bold remake to be like, what if we just like change nothing? Like
It's like it honestly feels like the Endless Eight sometimes. I'm like, am I watching this? Is this a
it kind of does make
this
you
is
want to
the
like watch like a side by side of like the two episodes and just like see like did they just like reuse the dialogue even like hold on
they did. It
is it
honestly is the exact same. It feels like the exact same dialogue.
the
Not
same
gonna
voice
lie.
actors? 'Cause, I mean it hasn't been
Same voice actors.
okay. I was gonna say it hasn't been like so long that like they'd be like retired or something. So
So far, nothing is different except like the first 5 minutes. I mean, first like 2 minutes
man, I'm glad
of episode one.
they really splurged on that then.
Oh yeah, they did.
Well, alas.
Anyway, there was one thing that we I wanted to like bring up that
Mm-hmm.
before we delve really too deep into our topic.
All right,
We were
sure.
we were chatting, and this is probably going to be way in the future,
Yeah, like the
but
year 20XX probably.
probably 2020 2025, maybe. We're
Okay.
we're thinking early 2025, but we're thinking of doing like some sort of like Japan trip.
Yeah.
Yeah. And um we're going to try and like record stuff and do like a vlog or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'll
that's the plan.
It'll be fun. I'll cosplay as my model, and Zygo cosplay as this character that he loves so much from his favorite game, but he still has the same image of for the podcast.
Just funnily enough, the picture that my thing is from, the game already is already dead. You can't play it anymore.
Yeah, we really got to get a new one for you at some point. I keep forgetting about
Yeah,
that.
I do. I forget too, but it's fine. It's fine. It's good the way it is.
It fits you.
So yeah, we're thinking about doing some sort of trip to Japan and stuff like that. Doing like a vlog series maybe in another world with my podcast in Japan or something
Yeah,
like that.
I don't know.
But yeah, that's the thought. So we
Yeah,
just want to run it by everyone, see what everyone thinks.
yeah. You can get like a running list of things people want us to do there or something.
Yeah.
Also, like that'll be my first time back to Japan since like that'll have been like 10 years by the time we go back in 2025. So
Oh yeah.
that's it's been a hot
10
minute for
years.
me in another country with my podcast. Thank you, Lola. That'll be like our summer special. We could do a
Oh
beach
yeah.
episode, Zyga.
Oh my gosh, an actual beach episode.
It'll be perfect. I'll be so square by then from all this like stupid fitnessing I'm doing. We,
I'll go yell Umida
yeah,
and
we all got to do it. We got to do like the time to jump in the air and do a freeze frame picture
yes, yes.
in a hot
So yeah,
springs
that's
episode. You're right, G Silver.
oh yeah, the Hot Springs episode too. We can hit all the boxes, tick all the boxes.
Right. We'll just make our own anime over there. Why not?
Oh yeah, definitely. Because being there, you automatically be in an anime, right?
I think that's how it works.
Yeah,
Pretty
that's how it
sure.
works.
I'm sure they super love it when foreigners come over and try to act like it's an anime. I bet it's their favorite.
Oh yeah, 100%. But anyway, that's the thoughts. So anyway, without going too much off topic and on a tangent,
Right? We were
our
never on
favorite video
topic to begin.
games.
Yeah, the thumbnail and the title. It wasn't
Yeah,
necessarily clickbait. We just really buried the lead.
yeah, yeah,
So,
definitely.
have y'all heard of video games? They've really come a long ways since Pong. They're pretty cool.
Yeah, and we know at the end of this, one person will come out on top and the other person will be mocked at.
This isn't a
Yeah, we don't.
competition. This I thought we were just discussing friendly like.
When has it not been this way, though? I was just stating a fact. It's not a competition, it's just a fact.
No, I've got such solid opinions. I've got a great argument for why um my games are so good and fun and playable.
Yeah. So, remind me, like, what is kind of like your like favorite genre of
Um
video games? Are
I
you
mean
like
th-
into like roguelike or like what is kind of like your main niche?
right. I mean this is kind of a weird thing to say, especially considering like what I have typically played on the channel. But I think my favorite genre, at least like just like overall is probably like platformers,
Really?
honestly. I like a good platform, especially like 3D platformers. Like those are like what I grew up on. And like even today, like I those are the kinds I like to mess with. I like they don't there's not a lot of new ones that come out too often these days, at least that I can never find. But oh no, Goodsworth is being eaten alive. Watch out. But yeah, that's probably like my favorite genre. I mean, obviously I like RPGs a lot too. That's probably like my close second. But what about
Hmm.
you, Zyger?
For
What's your favorite
me,
genre?
it's mostly turn-based RPGs, I guess,
Okay,
and Souls-like. But I would probably say Souls-like is number one, though.
okay,
Souls-like is number one, then turn-based RPGs, and then probably RPGs.
fair enough. Yeah, I
But yeah,
I
that's
I I agree. Like turn-based are kind of nicer. They're less stressful sometimes.
yeah, I
Bit
like
more
how they could be
strategy.
yeah, a lot more strategy and I do like action like um real-time action games, um but yeah, uh Souls-like is probably my favorite.
That's totally fair. Like I finally played some of those for the first time this past year, and they can be really fun. Actually, I'm kind of surprised.
Yeah,
I'd
you finally
always,
see the hype.
yeah, I don't know, I just always assumed like they were like a universally miserable experience because I had like a really bad first experience. I think with one, but
Yeah.
no, they're pretty sweet. I get it. I get why people like them. So that's that's okay for round one, Zyga. You pass. You're allowed to continue.
Yeah, but did you pass? That's the
I
question for the jury to decide.
um I don't think
Raise your
anyone
gavels now.
I don't think anybody named Jerry is here, at least that I can see. G Silver raises a point. Have you played another Crab's Treasure, Zyga?
No.
It's like a cutesy Souls like. I've been watching
Yeah,
Smo play
but
it a little bit on his streams. It seems kind of pretty cool actually.
there's one word in there that I don't like.
Another?
No, it's called platformer. I do not like platformers.
What? How are we friends?
It's probably my least favorite genre.
Oh no, is this the last episode of the podcast?
Yeah, yeah, I guess it is. I guess it is.
Oh
I'm
no.
not really too much of a fan of those. They just make me angry. The only one that I've done that I thought was okay was Hollow Knight, but Hollow Knight the only thing kept me going was the boss fights.
Hmm,
But um I didn't like the platforming sections. I really didn't like it.
that's fair. Like, I
So
mean, I will say like there's probably nothing more frustrating than like a badly designed platformer because like if
yeah.
controls are bad or like the design of it is bad, it's it's definitely like the most like zero fun kind of game you can play.
Oh yeah.
But so I mean I can understand that. I've heard that I think Hollow Knight's like another one's like a Souls like platformer, I guess essentially.
Yep. Yeah, that's basically what it is.
So
And I played it and I wasn't that much of a fan of the game. I enjoyed the boss fights, but like everything else, it took me a while to beat that game.
hmm. Well,
But it was fun. It was fun in its own right. It's the only platformer that I give like a pass to.
that's fair. AC says, "How platform does it have to be for you? How many platforms is too many, Zyga?
Uh, 15.
15 platform limit. Okay,
Yeah.
it's good to know.
Anyway, so then what are some of your favorites then?
Some of my
Give
favorite
me,
games.
yeah.
Uh,
Like if you were
sure.
to if you were to be stranded on an island
Oh, geez.
and only have a couple games to take with you.
Well, that's a whole different question, isn't it?
No, no. Is it?
I mean, I think that
It's our
could,
favorite video games. It's our favorite video games.
sure, I suppose. Um,
Actually, no. Actually, no. Let me table that question. That's actually a podcast question.
it's a
Like its
podcast
own
question.
podcast question.
The desert island episode. Skip the
Yeah,
beach.
if you were stuck on a desert island, what anime would you bring?
Oh dear.
That is next time's what we're talking about next time.
AC says one of those games better not be a dating sim. Oh,
But yeah,
sure.
anyway, what are some of your favorite games?
Uh, sure. Let me start with. Let me actually. First of all, let me. I'll disappear our super fancy title and pull up our super fancy computer screen. Oh, look at that. The first one I am going to talk about is Spyro the Dragon because I like
Oh boy.
platformers. Um, Specifically Spyro the Dragon 3, I will say, like, I think that's the one like they really hit the stride for the series. The first, I also say like only really the ones like made by Insomniac were like any good in my opinion. I think after that the series got really mediocre, and then it got really terrible when it became Skylanders. That's that's my opinion. But I loved Spyro 3. This was probably the first game like I really got into as a kid. Like I actually like managed to like beat the game and everything.
Yeah.
And it was very fun. It was like the perfect kind of difficulty for me at that age. Like it felt like a real accomplishment every time like I beat a boss or got through like a really hard level.
Yeah.
And had like a really I mean it's got like I mean obviously like there's like they had like the remastered version, the reignited trilogy, I guess, which kind of like fixed like spruced up the graphics. But like honestly, like even like the original game, I feel like the art style holds up really well with how they kind of designed everything. I think it worked really well for the
Oh yeah.
PlayStation at the time.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Um, but anyway, I loved Spyro 3. Like, and as janky as it was, I loved the skateboarding sections. Like,
Yeah.
possibly the worst skateboarding that's ever been programmed into a video game. And also just like the most like 90s things ever, just be like, it's a dragon, but he's on a skateboard because he's cool. But
Yeah.
I loved it. I thought it was so fun. Such a hype game for me. But yeah,
Do you want to hear
that's
my hot do you want to hear my hot take?
it better not be too hot. My soul is sensitive.
I played I think it was the original or it was Spyro 2. I don't remember. It was one of the Spyro games for PlayStation 1.
Okay.
And that game made me so mad because I couldn't beat the platforming sections.
Yeah. I
Like so mad that I was like, I hate this game so much because I just like flying to each of the things and unlocking the dragons or whatever from the
right.
stones and like trying to find the gems and stuff like that. That was not something my 10-year-old brain liked.
I mean, and that's an because I think that's probably Spyro 1 you're talking about.
Yeah,
And
that's
that
probably
one
one then.
I will say that one really had um the best controls. I think that
Yeah.
was one I'd never really beat as a kid because I couldn't figure out how to do like a lot of like really basic maneuvers very well. It was a little janky. I'll give you that one. Um,
And I swore off the Spyro games at that point.
I mean, I can get. I think if I had played the very first one as like my first Spyro game, because I played 3 first and then I like went back to the first two.
Yeah.
Like I probably would have had a different opinion too, because I recall I think like the very first level of Spyro 1, like there was like a jump that I could not get past. I remember like sitting there for like an hour. And I was like, I can't make the jump. And I was like, I guess I don't get to see the rest of the game. Like, I don't know. Like, so like, I get it. Also, hello to Senna. Senna likes Spyro apparently. And AC, I think the original Spyro was also voiced by Tom Kenny. I could be wrong about that, but yeah, I know Reignited Spyro was Tom Kenny as well.
A little bit off topic.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, very off topic.
Uh oh.
Extremely off topic.
I subtract points from your total score, but okay.
I've been watching some Invader Zim recently. The
Really?
classics.
Wow,
Yeah, the
old show.
classics.
I thought you hated old
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, that show I grew up on, so it
Okay,
gets a pass.
it gets a pass. All right.
And when you said Tom Kenny, I thought SpongeBob, and then I thought Nickelodeon, and then I thought Invader Zim.
Right. It's a natural. It's a natural leap. AC says a different guy
Yeah.
back. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. So you like Invader Zim?
Oh yeah, I remember I loved it as a kid.
That's good.
But now but but now when I watch it, I'm like, wow, this is actually frightening.
Yeah.
how,
Like
how did this become a kid show?
it. Yeah. Talking about like bad experiences. Like I never watched. I've only watched one episode of Invader Zim, and that's because I happened to like my first episode happened to be the Dark Harvest episode.
Oh,
Probably like
that's an
the
episode.
grossest thing to like ever be on Nickelodeon.
Oh
And
yeah,
so
that's
like that like I think that actually might be like lingering reasons for like why I have like a fear like but if I like see like pictures of like internal organs like even as like an illustration like I still kind of get like a little queasy and I think it goes back to that like
honestly, I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
like I do want to watch Invade like cuz I know like the show as a whole is like really good apparently. And I feel bad that I've
Yeah,
never like really watched it cuz it is a classic.
yeah, it's such a
Oh,
classic.
AC, I love Chalk Zone. Chalk Zone was the best. That was a cartoon I loved. But
Did we ever do a cartoon episode? I don't
I
think we
think
ever
that
did.
we haven't. I'd be down to. I like a good cartoon. That could be a future
Yeah,
episode, maybe. Vote
yeah,
now,
sure.
yay or nay for cartoons. Are cartoons anime? That'll be the debate.
Yes, they are. End of
All
debate. Anyway,
right, cool. So yeah, we
um,
can we can probably go on to your first things, Zyga.
my first one is probably Devil May Cry 5.
Ooh,
Devil May Cry 5.
not
It's one of
not
my favorite
six.
games of all time. No, 6 is not out yet. I can't wait until it comes out. But yeah, this game really makes you motivated and
Does it help you find
um
it?
yep, you find motivation.
That's good.
Um you are the storm that is approaching
I will say like
and
so many memes came out of this one game. It's kind of crazy.
oh yeah, it's fantastic. I love it. I could replay it over and over and over and over again. But yeah, this is I really out of the three, my favorite gameplay was obviously Dante, like Dante and then Virgil probably. Um but yeah, I really liked playing it. I always wanted to do the higher difficulties. I was trying to work my way up to Dante Must Die, like the highest difficulty,
Hmm.
but I was not really skilled enough to do that. But the game is just so stylish. I love the combos you can do and how you can like maximize the character because they could just do crazy and insane things. And like if you ever like, I would recommend like going on YouTube and like watching some like stylish gameplay from because some people just like go around and like do these amazing combos that you wouldn't even think of and just like do like no hit runs of bosses, and it's so
Wow.
cool. It's so cool. But yeah, the games are great.
Cool.
I like the DMC games. I honestly haven't played the originals, but I played 4 and 5, and I loved both of them. So
Cool.
it's kind of like one of those games that revolves around the rule of cool,
Right.
where it's just like honestly extremely nonsensical, but um, but that's what brings its charm, in my opinion.
Right. That's cool. Like this is honestly like a series I've never really seen much of outside of like memes.
Yeah.
Like I do kind of want to try it because especially like 5 is apparently like super good. Like
Oh
I
yeah,
remember
the
when it came
story's
out,
really
like you were
good.
playing it all the time. Like I remember that.
Yep. I honestly like think about it all the time, and I like always want to go back to it.
Right.
That's when you know it's a good game. Is that when you're done with it, you're keep thinking about it.
Right. No, that honestly is like if you play a game and like the first thing after like you finish the game is like you want to play it again, that's a good game. Like
Oh yeah, definitely. And I love these type of games like the like Devil May Cry, Bayonetta. I love those style of games.
okay. Kind of like the
Um,
really stylish
yeah, where you're
like
like you have so many combos you can do, and it's all about like looking cool and stuff like that.
right.
That's the type of games that I really like.
That's fair. Smode
Yeah.
asked, Zyga, did you ever try Hi-Fi Rush that came out last year?
I haven't. I've never heard of it.
That one actually might be up your alley then. That's another like really like stylish one. I remember I watched Smo play that when he streamed it, but like it's like a
Okay.
really stylish like rhythm fighter, I guess. Like because it's all about like fighting things to like the beat of the area you're in, like the music of the area. And
Okay.
like it's like there's like combos and really elaborate stuff you can pull off. It's a it's a really cool idea. It,
Is it on
it,
PC?
I think it was. I think it was like a. I think it was on Steam. Or I think it's on Game Pass even if you have that, or it was.
I don't. I don't.
But it yeah. So
I sadly don't play games enough to get Game Pass.
I mean honestly that's fair. That's always been like my problem with Game Pass is like I'd feel obligated to like play enough games to justify it month to month. It's on
Yeah,
Steam and coming
when
to
you
PS5. It's a $30 game worth $60. Very similar to the vein of Bayonetta apparently. I've never played Bayonetta, but
Hi-Fi Rush.
yeah, look into that. Like that's definitely one like that's one I want to like personally play because it looks super fun like watching people play it. It's got like a really good
Yeah.
soundtrack. So anyway,
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah, it looks interesting from the little Steam gameplay that I'm looking at right now.
Yeah,
But yeah.
it's different, but
But yeah, anyway,
uh
DMC.
yeah,
DMC.
cool.
Really
That
really great game. I would highly recommend it if you wanted to just but like don't take the story too seriously. It's just like
right. I mean, if it's in the same vein of Bayonetta, it's like the story's not really the point. Like it's just kind of
and like think of
it's
like Gurren Lagann. I was like think of Gurren Lagann, and I like
okay,
played
sure.
Minecraft.
You're just like it's like I don't know what's going on, but this sure looks fun. Like this looks great.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Cool. Fun choice.
Anywho,
You're allowed to
yeah,
continue.
Hi-Fi Rush is on Humble Bundle choice. That's nice, but
I should have all of you in
I
my
don't even
library.
think I would play
Ooh.
it. Don't have any time. I'm kind of just waiting for the for Elden Ring DLC at this
Oh, sure,
point.
that's coming soon. That's fair.
Yeah.
Smo says I could have access to DMC via his library if I wanted. That's nice of him. Might have to look into that. Okay. I guess just to move along, I'll quickly I'm gonna pull up my next one. I can't spell. Alan Wake, a classic.
Have you even played the new one?
I haven't yet. I really want to. It's
Why
on
don't
my
why don't
to-do
you
list.
why don't you replay the first one and then play the second one?
That's kind of my plan, honestly.
You
Like
should
I
do it soon.
I really do want to because the first Alan Wake was probably the first this is like the first like horror game like ever played, and it's I feel like I've talked about it with you probably before. Zag. I don't know, maybe I've talked about it definitely somewhere before, but like it's a really distinct memory for me playing this game because literally what happened is like I think like a week after the game originally came out like on the Xbox 360, my it was like back in middle school or high school or whatever. Like my friend came over with his own personal Xbox and a copy of this game, and he's like, I'm gonna make you play this whole game right now because we need to talk about it, basically.
Yeah.
And so I remember like we did like a sleepover, and I just like played the game the whole way through, like in one sitting overnight, super loopy by the end of it. Like it was so good, couldn't put it down, and it was also so scary. like, but
Yeah.
like, and I was just, I'd never like had played like a. I'd always kind of like been scared to try scary games because I was scared of them because they're scary. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm so glad he made me play Alan Wake because like the story was so good. I think I don't know how the gameplay was. I remember like I was like competent at it. Like I wasn't like cause like it was like a third person shooter, which I wasn't like super good at. Like I don't know how well that's aged comparatively, but the story was great. And also like it looked like really like for the time like it looked really good. Like it was just like a crazy good time. And just like it was definitely like a gateway drug as far as like horror games and like paranormal stuff like a little bit like I think this is like what convinced me to like start reading like Stephen King books, and it also like introduced me to like a lot of good music too, weirdly enough, because like the chapter openers always had like a song play to go along
Yeah.
with the scene. So I remember like that's how I got introduced to Nick Cave and the Bad Seed, which is still one of my favorite bands. So
I
just
actually I actually played the first Alan Wake.
really
Yeah, I did. I played it a long time ago on Xbox. But I do not remember the story or much about it. And I remember the flashlight being like a way to like kill enemies and stuff.
yeah, it's like it's how like you froze them in place or like you had to like eliminate like the barrier around them so you could actually shoot them.
Yeah.
It was a pretty cool mechanic.
I've
Like,
heard really good things about Alan Wake 2 though.
right, I gotta play it.
I'm really surprised you haven't yet.
Uh,
Like honestly, truly.
like, I know it's on my wish list. I don't know if I bought it yet. At this point, I may as well wait for a sale, I guess, since I didn't buy it right when came out. Senna,
Bro,
your description of my favorite game is inaccurate. I think. I'm not sure. It doesn't have to be riddled with microtransactions. You can have a few.
which game? Which game?
I know. Senna just says Gray's requirement for a game must have good soundtrack, must have good graphics, must be riddled with microtransactions, absolutely must not be as difficult as Elden Ring. I mean, most of those would be good bonuses, I suppose. AC says horror games are better with a gun. Oh, AC, I
are,
do still
are
have that fan art you drew. That was really cool. There's
Please tell me that w- some of these games that you have right here are not isekai slow life.
oh, I guess I probably haven't talked about it. I've actually stopped playing Isekai Slow Life.
Oh, you
Uh,
did.
I did. It was a sacrifice. My Isekai Slow Life game time was converted to editing time. So that
Oh,
was that is a sacrifice I have made for you, I guess. Also, like
can't you do?
it was starting to require like a lot of time. Like there was like so much like dailies I had to do. Like it was taking like an hour every day to like just to stay caught up.
See, this is why I love Honkai Star Rail because it's like my dailies are like 3 minutes
Yeah, but
all
like
the time.
it is a shame because like I really loved. And the other thing is like I'd caught up with like the story. Like there isn't any more like story content probably for a while for Isekai Slow Life. It's
Mm.
like I might go back to it once like more story drops. But for now, it's like it was just like grinding my village to higher levels. And it's like I'm not really competitive, so I don't really care about that.
Makes
But
sense.
but man, AC, I do still have that art you drew. AC drew a picture of me being attacked by Mr. X back when I played Resident Evil 2. I guess that was. It was a very cool art piece.
So another one of mine is uh the Mass Effect franchise, Mass Effect
Ooh,
1, 2, and 3.
fair.
It's called the Mass Effect trilogy. Yeah. I count all the games because I enjoyed all of them equally.
Okay,
Now, there's probably a lot of people here that have played Mass Effect, and um, I'm gonna say like one of the biggest hot takes ever
better
right
not.
now.
I'll ban you right now if you do.
So I actually was okay with the original Mass Effect 3 ending. I
Gasp.
liked it. I remember the whole community was like in an uproar about it, but when I played it and I was like, man, I feel satisfied. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the ending. And then people were like, oh, the ending's so bad, all this stuff, and I'm like, well, I enjoyed it. I see the
It's like a
problems with it, but
prohibition hammer.
overall, I enjoyed it. Sure, the DLC and stuff like made it better. It did make it a bit better, but I was totally fine with it. I was totally fine. And that is an extremely hot topic with according to like Mass Effect 3 fans. So,
Yeah.
um
Senna is requesting that we cancel you, actually, so this may be your last time on the podcast, sadly.
oh boy. Oh sad. But I just love the characters and everything like that. Like that it has the most well-written characters in any game I've ever played, really.
Wow.
And I loved all of them. Like Mass Effect 2, just being with everyone there and like getting to know your crewmates and then seeing them transfer through both games and the relationships carry on and when you
Right.
see like your friend you just finished Mass Effect 1 and then you're in Mass Effect 2 and you see one of your friends again, it's like you're like, oh my gosh, it's my friend Garrus. He's such a
Yo.
bro. Stuff.
Yeah. I mean that was a really fascinating thing back then. The idea was like the saves kind of carried over. I don't know that games had ever really
Yeah.
done that before, like in that significant a way. Like
Yeah.
that was definitely like a big deal. I remember like hearing about that.
But yeah, I really enjoy the game. And another hot topic, another hot hot take. Here's another hot take: is
Gasp.
that I did Mailship. I thought Mailship was better than Femship. That
Ooh.
that's a big hot take. That's a big hot take.
I don't even know what
Because
that means.
everyone was always like the female MC is the best MC. Like everyone said that. But I was the only one that was like, I actually like the male MC the best.
Man. I don't even know
But
what the difference is supposed to be, but um,
well, it's just one voice versus another voice.
oh sure.
It's not much different. But yeah.
Only
See,
male
Senna
ship
gets
can
it.
confirm
See,
its tall.
Senna gets it.
Sin has a
Senna
discerning
gets it.
taste, apparently.
Cause, cause, uh, cause remember back when we did the video game waifus, I picked Tally as my video game waifu.
I do vaguely recall that. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. You didn't want to
So
romance Garrus?
no, no, that's too weird. Garrus is
No.
my is a bro. He's
Exclusively in
like,
the friend zone, huh?
yeah, he's like your best friend. Why would you want to be in a relationship with your best friend? That's kind of gross.
I guess that's fair. Deus Ex, says Goodsworth. I've heard about Deus Ex. I haven't played any of those.
Yeah.
But cool. Mass Effect. This is one like I'm not sure if I'm ever gonna play it myself because it is such a I feel like it's like such a big time commitment.
Yeah. It is. It is a
But
big time commitment, but it's worth it. It's worth it. The only hard part is getting through the first game. Once you're
okay,
through the first game, it's like it's smooth from then on.
that's fair. Sci-fi says good evening. Hello, Sci-fi. How are you? We're talking about Mass Effect.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Okay,
There we go.
acceptable choice. So, how much more time do you think we got? Want to do? Guess one or two more each,
Yeah, we could
maybe.
do a
Or
few. Yeah, we could do a few more.
okay, sounds good. I'll go ahead and I'm gonna spoil the end. I'll just talk about like my favoritist right now, just because I can, and no one can stop me. I think I've talked about
Your
this game a
your
bunch.
favoritist,
My
your
most
favoritist,
favoritist, like
favoritist of all time.
like if this was MySpace, this would be like in the number one spot on my friends list, my top 8 spaces. But Fran Bow is great. I
Rambo.
I love this game so unbelievably much. It's
See,
like
this is where you lost me. This is where you lost me.
oh, it's so good. Like it's one of those things where like because like this is definitely like a niche game, but like this is a case of like this is a game that's just like it felt like tailor made for like what I would want in a game. Like the because like the art style itself is like really like it's like storybooky. It's got like this like really good like hand drawn look. It's kind of like I'm trying to think. I mean this is a really obscure reference, but I'll go ahead and pull this up because why not? If everyone's ever heard of like Edward Gorey, Edward Gorey is like one of my favorite cartoonists, like from like back like in the 40s and 50s. Um, but he did like this like really just like weird surreal art, and it's always like
Yeah.
kind of funny, but also like really freaky kind of stuff. Did
Okay.
the Ghastly Crumb Tinies, which is a children's book all about how ways children could die and stuff like that. Just like really morbid humor. And somebody basically like took his art style and can I get back to the game? Thank you. Somebody like took his art style and like made it into like a fairy tale like point and click adventure, and it
And so
is
is this Frambo also like morbid?
yeah it's very it's a super morbid dark like fairy tale essentially because Franbo is a girl who's living in a mental institution after her parents die mysteriously and or are murdered depending on what perspective of reality you believe. Because basically the game like switches between like our reality and her reality based on like if she's on her meds or not. And
Yeah.
so the game's just like navigating like between like the different versions of like what she's seeing versus like what everyone else is seeing, and she's like trying to solve the mystery, like what happened to her parents, and like try to like escape the mental institute, and it's just like really it's really crazy and twisted. It's like it's kind of like Alice in Wonderland, like that's probably like the closest like direct fairy tale, but it like references like a bunch of other fairy tales, and just like also just like
Yeah.
a whole bunch of like original weird stuff. It's reminds me of Psychonauts, kind of, but AC says Edward Gorey is a name I haven't heard. I love Edward Gorey, AC. Probably my favorite like illustrator. He did the if anybody knows the Broadway musical Cats, um, the original book of poems that that Broadway musical is based off was illustrated by Edward Gorey. So there you go.
Huh.
That's a rather obscure reference too, probably, but anyway. Yeah, so I love this game. Like the art style is great, the story is really fun, the gameplay is I mean, I love point and clicks. That's another genre I really enjoy. And I've played this game all the way through probably at least 3 times, maybe 4 times. I don't know. It's quite a few. And I still actively follow this dev studio to this day. They keep teasing Franbo 3, so I'm
There's
excited.
a two.
No, the joke is that they're skipping 2, so they're gonna go straight to Franbo 3D, like it like
Oh,
those like horror movie tropes of the day. But there also might be a Franbo 2 eventually. They did do a Little Misfortune, which was kind of like a spin off in the same universe. But anyway, did I play Mechanica and or Agatha Knife? I have not played those, but I think I remember you talking about those, G Silver. I am interested because those seem like a similar vibe. Cats was by
hmm.
T.S. Eliot, not well, not the poem Satoon, like the illustrations. Anyway,
It's just really weird to me that you like such a like a morbid show, but like you don't like that sort of stuff in like stories.
well, I do like this kind of theming. It has to be done well. I'm extremely picky about it because I feel like most media doesn't do it right, or at least doesn't do it right for me.
Okay.
Like, because I think Franbo deals with a lot of those like topics like in a really fascinating way. This like a lot more sympathetic, I think. Because I feel like just like most media just like isn't like they talk about like they use like death as like a shock value more than like as like a conversation starter, I guess. I don't know. Because I feel like a lot of times like characters will just like die and then like the story kind of just like moves on without them.
Hmm.
But like Franbo like really lives in the morbid. Just like really makes you dwell on stuff. But
Hmm.
sci-fi I really liked Prey. I've heard about Prey. I think I've heard that was a really good one. It's like a shooter, I think, if I remember right. But anyway, this is like my number one game of all time. I'll probably at some point I'm gonna find an excuse to stream this game just because I like to play it. Anyway,
Yeah,
what's your next
you
one?
should stream it because yeah, you should stream it because maybe you could
I
share
just like
why you like it so much.
yeah, I'd love to talk about it more. 'Cause I like it. But anyway, we can move on. I don't want to hog all the time.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. Uh, it's hard for me to think. There's a bunch of games that I do like. I'll say one that's like grown on me a whole lot.
Okay,
That first I was kind of like unsure about, but then like over time like the more I went back to it, the more I thought about it. It's probably Death Stranding.
okay.
Yeah, it. Like I'm even shocked that I'm even saying this is one of my favorite games, but
The walking simulator.
because I was never really a Hideo Kojima fan. Okay, I've never
Sure.
played a Metal Gear Solid game in my life. Okay,
Gasp.
never played it. Um, so this is my first like Kojima game, and it's a very divisive game, I would say. Because at first I didn't really like it, but as I played it, the game slowly grew on me, and um, I like started to like really enjoy it. Like it's just gives you some sort of like a lot of satisfaction, like going from place to place, unlocking different places, and taking packages from one thing place to another, trying to min max to get those packages um, to turn in and all this stuff. It's fun. It's fun, and the whole world is like really interesting to traverse. The music's really good. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, I find myself thinking about this game, even though I finished it a while ago, and it makes me like want to reinstall it and kind of just mess around, you know? So, and I am really like, yeah, just like Sci-Fi Freak said, I'm really excited for the second game.
And apparently there's a movie coming out too at some point.
The only thing, okay, the only thing I'll say is that the story is a bit weird.
Sure.
Um,
It's
I
Hideo
love the
Kojima.
premise, and yeah, I love the
What the hell?
stream dead.
Wait, why did it die? It's
I don't know. Is it back?
it's working just fine on Twitch, it looks like.
Oh, it came back. It came back.
Oh, it came
I think
back.
it was just I think it was just a lag spike.
That's
It had
super
to be a
weird.
it had to be a lag spike of some kind.
That's fascinating because like the I don't even show that I dropped frames. I wonder what happened.
It's weird.
I wonder if that was like on YouTube's end. Yeah, sorry,
Huh.
I'm just like checking all my things real quick to make sure like nothing like happened. I don't know what that was.
Yeah, it might just be YouTube servers.
Weird.
Anyway,
It's
Death
on point, I
Stranding.
guess.
Death Stranding, really weird, really weird, really, really cool, like world building. And the whole world was like something that I was like extremely interested in. And
Right.
the porting stuff, the being a mailman thing, like it was weird at first, but it grows on you.
Right.
So,
Like
so yeah,
no, I mean that's fair. I mean, it definitely. And I don't know if is like if it's a game I'd ever play, but like I'm definitely fascinated by it. Like I'd love to see like a lore dive on it maybe sometime.
yeah, the lore
Because
dive would be interesting.
because like it is like what you're saying, like it's a really fascinating world. Like the gameplay definitely like doesn't hugely appeal to me. But like it makes sense for the gameplay to be what it is, as because like that's really like the
See,
only way it would force you to like really traverse this world that otherwise nobody would really want to
see,
travel in. Like
see, I thought the exact same thing as you until I played it. I was like, this gameplay does not appeal to me at all. Because I was getting burnt out of the open world type games, and I was like, oh, all you do is like bring packages from one place to another. And I was like, oh, that sounds really boring. But it was a little boring at first, but once you get like all the accessories and all that stuff and all the cool stuff,
hmm, I'm
then
awake.
and you're kind of like min maxing everything. That's when it starts to get really fun.
Okay, interesting. Well, that might be something I have to look into at some point. But
Yeah, maybe one day you can look into it because It's really neat. It's really neat. It's a different type of game.
Right. Very cool.
Any honorable mentions that you'd like to think of? That you'd like to get out of the way here?
Sure, I'll bring up a quick honorable mention, I guess. Just super slick and quick. Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus.
Yeah, I'll admit this game when I was a kid I enjoyed.
Yeah. I know, like this is an example of like a really well done platformer
Yeah,
because like I know thematically it made sense for it to be a platformer, right? Like cuz like it is about like sneaking around and jumping around and like committing heists. Like it's very stealth. It wasn't even like super stealthy, but like it just this game like felt really cool to play. Like when you like finished a level, like you felt so slick and awesome.
yeah.
Like and honestly, like maybe I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but like I think the first one is still my favorite. Like I played the two and three. I've never played the fourth one or the fifth one, even if that exists. But
The
like
first
two,
one brings back so many memories to me.
I played I played the first one so much that like I did the speed runs, like the timer trials for every level.
Oh, you did those?
I did those because I just like wanted to play the game more, like basically. And so yeah, it's such a fun game. And like in two and three were like still really good too. But, like there's something about two and three that never like quite caught the same magic that the first one had for me. Even though there's a lot of things about two and three that like were better, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Really fun classic platformers. So
Oh,
that's
isn't that is I know that you really loved this because it wasn't your profile name. Didn't it used to be like something related to Sly Cooper?
um I mean, I don't remember like I know for years and years like and probably still is even now like my PlayStation Network like profile image is Bentley.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's probably
Yeah,
still the case.
that's what I'm thinking of. That's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking of.
It's like that's been the case for like ever since I made that PlayStation account. I'll probably never change it at this point. But cause I will say like Bentley was probably my favorite character. He's the nerdy smart guy that makes all the cool gadgets. But I mean, and I guess that was something fun that like the second and third game have was like you could like play as other characters. There's like different play styles. That was really cool. I will
Yeah.
say so. But I also like I think I just didn't like it because like it made it so much harder to play as Sly Cooper because they all the enemies had like health bars instead of like one hit. You could like knock them out in one hit. But I guess that's to make the game actually require stealth or something, you know. But anyway, yeah. So
Hmm.
there you go. That's my little quickie. Do you have a quick one you want to throw out there?
Speaking, like I'm looking through Sly Cooper. The I remember the final boss fight. I
It's a
totally
good
remember this
fight.
final boss fight.
It was a fun
Yeah,
final fight.
but I do not remember too much of everything else. Yeah, I totally remember this boss fight. I'm just looking through different playthroughs.
Yeah. I will say like, and this is another game like I've played through the first one probably like 6 or 7 times honestly because there was a time
Yeah,
when I only had like two PlayStation games. And so like I was either playing Sly Cooper or I was playing the Spider-Man video game that I had.
yeah.
And so I played Sly Cooper a bunch.
Um, as for me, some other one like yeah, I know we were talking about Souls-like games, but 'cause it's kind of hard to pick like a favorite Souls-like game because they're all good.
Sure. Universally accepted, I'm
Um,
sure.
Elden Ring. is probably one of my favorite games. But you've played it, you've already and stuff like that. Talked about it. It's a great game. It's a great game. I'm really excited for the DLC for it.
Yeah.
Um, but I guess I would say the BioShock series.
Oh, okay.
Like
Intriguing.
Bioshock Infinite the most.
Okay.
Bioshock Infinite was my favorite one of the trilogy.
Okay. And this is one I know like
Um,
the least about, really. But
yeah, it's like a city in the sky and stuff like that.
all
I
right.
really enjoyed the story for this one. The story was amazing, and the world building was great too. The characters were great, and the twist at the end was fantastic. I remember being like speechless, like when I saw it the first time. I was like, "Wow, that's a really good ending," and it like just made you think. It's kind of like Inception, kind of.
Hmm.
I think you're. Oh no no no! No. It's like I saw the stream lag of it,
Better not.
but
I'll punch it.
yeah, it's maybe YouTube servers are acting up. But I saw it
Maybe.
lag for a second.
Everyone wants to stream on Tuesday, man. It's the best
Yeah.
night to stream. We all know this.
Anywho, Bioshock Infinite, great game. I really love the different uh, combinations you could do with the magic and all of that. Um, it's great. It's great. Great game.
Cool. Fair enough.
But yeah,
I
that's a lot of our favorite video games. There's a
There you
bit
go.
more that I would go on about. Like I could like name off some, but you've already played some of them. Like Yakuza Zero.
Oh
I
yeah,
really
Yakuza
love
Zero
that
is pretty
game.
good. The
That game was hilarious.
that that
Really
game,
hilarious.
like usually I don't really like games that like try to be funny and serious, but that game does a really good job of like separating it, like in a way where like it's fine. Or like, cause like the silly stuff is
Yeah.
like all its own thing, and then the serious stuff is all its own thing,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and it is a really good game. Like I was
Yeah.
surprised how much I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Death Annihilator says, "What about
Um
King K. Rool's two ex-wives, Ms. Ruby from Sly Cooper and the Blue Dinosaur Sorceress from Spyro Reignited trilogy, the new one?" I think we did talk about Sly Cooper and Spyro, if that's what you mean, Death Annihilator. And Law of Violence solves every problem, always. But anyway, Law also shouts out to Rogue Galaxy and Yeez 8, Lasir Musa of Donna. Ooh, fair enough. Cool. Um,
Sadly, I wish I had more time to play video games. I really
yeah,
wish
really. There's so many good ones out
because
there.
oh yeah, there's so many good ones, and my like want to play list is like and my wish list on Steam just grows and grows. But because of life, it's just
It is,
there's
yeah, it's tough to find the time. I get it.
yeah, it's really tough to like start a new game because it feels like starting a new game and then trying to finish that one game is really tough.
Hmm.
Like for example, like I've been playing Life of Pi, Liza
Mm-hmm.
P,
Liza,
Liza P, Life of
that's
Pi.
the
That's the
very,
movie.
yeah,
That's
very
the movie.
different. I was gonna say like, wait, what? Like, what kind of game
Liza
would that
P.
be? Okay, gotcha.
I've been playing Liza P, and I have not been able. I've been playing it in bursts. Okay, so Steam says that the last time I played it
Mm-hmm.
was April 29th.
Gasp.
And then before that, I played it. I started it in March 17th, and then I didn't play it until April 29th. and now
Hmm.
it's May.
Yeah. Oh, playing it
It's
once a
it's like
month, huh?
I barely have time to play games. Sadly,
No, I get it. And having like the spare energy for it, like I definitely like I don't know. I definitely don't play much of anything outside of streaming. I've been trying to play 14 a little bit because there's a lot of stuff I need to grind off stream. But I
yeah.
haven't been super good about it. So I got things I got to get done. But
Just Hatun and Lola, both of you guys, just need to bring Grayson along. Do
no, I
some roulettes all the time.
no, I'm a grown adult. I can take care of myself.
No, you have to babysit it.
Well, I need help get my last yoke. Can I help him grind? I still need to actually. I still need to do the Stormblood fates. That's like the. I still got like 7 more yokais I got to get. I made more progress than I thought it would. Honestly, I thought for sure I was gonna never get those done. I'm getting close. So lies of G says a tune. But anyway,
But yeah, we should do this a bit more. But
yeah,
sadly our episodes are going to be a bit shorter because of my time. But
right. I mean,
um, but yeah, it's fun. It's fun chatting about stuff like games and anime because I haven't really been able to talk about games and anime for a while. No one
right.
at my work plays Honkai Star Rail, so and I only really talk about Honkai Star Rail because I'm like a semi whale in that game.
Yeah, are you like one of the top players in that game now?
No, I'm not one of the top players, not at all. Yeah, I am totally not.
Yeah.
But I
Am
enjoy
I
the
gonna like
game.
look up
Like,
the leaderboards like Zyga Heart listed as number 1 or something in the universe?
no, 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 no. I can beat most of the content on auto in the game, but I try to do these things called zero cycles on my off time, which are basically doing the hardest content in the shortest amount of time. So
Hmm.
I do those for fun as well as just stream with friends. Um,
Man, what's your Twitch?
I, it's called Discord.
Drat.
It's never gonna happen. I'm telling you right now.
I think
No
I
one,
can peer pressure you.
no one wants to see me play games. Let's
I
be honest.
I believe
Let's
in
be
the power of peer
honest.
pressure.
No, 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 no.
I think I can sufficiently harass you into doing this. I'm pretty sure.
I don't have bad enough opinions. Because in order to
No.
be a streamer, you apparently have to have really bad opinions.
No, if you have really good opinions like me, then everybody wants to watch you because they're like, wow, I agree with this guy always. This is great. And that's how
No.
all my streams always go.
Sure. Sure.
Hatun, I would like that rumor to not be spread around, please, because then I start getting phone calls. So, please and thank you.
The other day when I talked to everyone should know this. When I talked to you over the phone, you're like, "Oh yeah, I'm making videos about my Final Fantasy 14 journey." And then I'm thinking then I said to it, I was like, "Oh yeah, must be easy because like you just edit out 90% of the stream where you're jumping around in a circle."
It was very rude. It hurt my feelings.
Because
It's
honestly, every single time I pull up your stream, you're doing that. You're doing that every single time without fail.
look, I got mountains to climb metaphorically and physically, okay? Just gotta let
All you see is like either like in Gridania or like around the NPC that's holding the quest, just jumping around and then talking in chat.
No, look, well, it's usually because like I'm trying to like make like a reasonable statement about something that happened, and then everybody's like, just like I just get like dozens of replies of like, yes, I completely agree, and then I have to politely respond to every single comment because I read every comment very diligently.
Reasonable.
Yeah, yeah, it's copyrighted. It's extremely reasonable.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough about the very true things about me. I think we gotta probably get out of here soon. It's getting about that time.
Yeah. So what are your plans for the rest of the week?
All right, so tomorrow we have our anime watch party in the Discord. I think we're watching Space Dandy and an episode of Nichijou, which has been pretty fun. Pretty good shows. And
Very cool.
then Friday, I'll be playing Lies of P with Snow. We just barely beat the King of Puppets. Um, so we'll see what comes after that. I think we're approaching the halfway point of the game. I think roughly. I'm not sure. Saturday is Elden Ring. We're in the final area. We burned the Erd Tree. We have made our decision. The world shall be dung, and we just gotta finish the final area, and that'll be that.
I
And
see.
then yeah,
You'll probably finish next stream.
all disagrees apparently. Yeah, I've been really voting for Dung Eater, and nobody's with me on that. I don't know why. Um, and then Sunday will probably be more 14. So that's kind of the plan
Where
there.
are you in the MSQ?
Where does anybody know where I am in the MSQ? I got to level
Um,
77. I'm on the level
um,
77 quests. I did the trolley problem. That was the most recent thing I did, I think.
oh yeah, the annoying trolley quest.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's been my favorite part of Shadow. I think we talked about this last week. Actually, it's like that's been my
Yes, we did.
favorite. That's been my favorite storyline in Shadowbringer so far was the trolley town.
We literally talked for an hour. I kept on asking him what he thought of Shadowbringers and the things he was saying.
And he kept making like
Like,
really obscene gestures with his fingers every time I said something. It was very rude.
no, no, no. I was doing something else with my hand. I was like face palming
Yeah.
after everything you were saying. I was like, what is he saying? This makes no sense.
But yeah, the trolley town is definitely the best part of Shadowbringers. I can see why everyone's hyping up Shadowbringers so much. It's like really everything in the game really was leading to getting that trolley fixed.
I
And
see.
that it's now it's just like we're on the denouement, just like the falling action of the rest of the series.
Oh
Endwalker
my
will probably become
goodness.
beat farmers or something, and that'll just be really chill time.
Let's hope not.
So anyway,
All right, well, cool. It sounds like you have a lot planned.
yeah, the shopping trolleys things. But
I'm guessing a bunch of bunch of videos as well are gonna come out.
yeah, I've been posting like 2 videos a week. I'm trying to figure out some other things as far as that goes. Um, just trying to get better at editing so that I can get things done faster while still having it like be a reasonably well done video for what it is. I am working with footage from like 2 years ago, so it's only going to be so good because
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a fun challenge. Honestly, I like editing, so yeah. So you can expect those things and other things and more things in the future, I guess.
All right, cool. Well, for me, I'm just gonna be trying to survive.
That is a good base goal. I approve of that.
Yeah, I just want to survive now. Slowly but surely, I'm being like sapped away. But
I think you'll make
um,
it. The end's
yeah,
in
and
sight.
in Vegas, like we're gonna be there during Memorial Day, and then we're gonna have an extra day off because they're closing on Memorial Day. So It's gonna be basically a vacation for 3 days.
I
So
mean, that's kind of nice.
yeah, I'll have like a Saturday, Sunday, and a Monday off. So
Yeah.
I'm
Can
just
hit
gonna like hang around Vegas and
yeah, can hit
chill.
the slots or go see a Britney Spears concert or something.
Yeah, something like that.
I know you love both of those
We're
things
gonna
so much.
we're maybe gonna go see the it's called like the Tournament of Power or something like that. Tournament of
Ooh,
something. It's like a
okay.
jousting tournament thing
Oh, okay.
where you like eat
Like a medieval
like
times kind of thing.
mutton, yeah, medieval times thing. We're thinking about doing that.
That'd be kind of cool. That'd be different.
Yeah.
Well, cool. All right. Well,
And I won't be streaming.
gasp. But you promised. I very distinctly remember you saying that like 5 minutes ago. You'd be like super definitely streaming like tomorrow.
No.
It's so weird.
No. I think you've been mistaken.
I feel like the very not edited uh, video I can pull up in the post edited stream will say otherwise, but
Yeah, next time we should definitely do the if you were stuck on an island, what anime would you bring?
oh jeez,
Because
what a
I'd have to think
question.
about that.
Yeah.
You could
Well,
only bring 3 anime. That's gonna be the limit.
that's all you can watch forever.
Yeah.
All right, sounds like so much fun.
And and let's say that it can't be something that is over like 50 episodes.
Oh,
You can't say, "Oh, I'm just gonna watch Detective Conan,"
drat. I was gonna bring
or
Sazai-san. It has like 4,000 episodes.
you would get so tired of Sosai-san after like 100 episodes,
I
or
feel
like
like
a thousand.
it basically sounds like Japanese Simpsons. That's probably true. But anyway, sounds good, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. I will
All
never
right.
watch
Yep.
One Piece. But anyway, thanks
Thanks for
everybody.
having me again.
Yeah, thanks for making time for this. All right,
Yeah, no
well,
problem.
we'll talk to everybody later. Have a good rest of your night. Bye.
Farewell. Bye bye. Farewell.